This video is going to take you through the work together problem in chapter 3 for 3-1. So this problem is going to be very short and simple. We're going to have a couple of transactions that we need to journalize, and it's going to show us here on this tab what our chart of accounts for this business called Dirk's Copy Center is. So we have our assets listed here, we have our liabilities, we have we have the equity, Norma Dirks, who's the owner, has a capital and a drawing account, we have sales or revenue, and we have three expenses. And for each of these transactions that is in this tab, we're going to journalize. So the directions say Norma Dirks owns Dirk's Copy Center. We have to journalize each one for the month of April of the current year using page 1. They labeled that for us here, page 1 of the general journal. And we have source documents that are going to be abbreviated as check, C for check, and R for receipt. So back into our Google Classroom. Remember that we do have the notes that are all posted here, so I'm going to open up our chapter 3 notes, which I have open here for us, just to kind of review our source documents one more time. So first of all, here's a general journal. It's a very simple to use with our date in one column, the account titles, we have document numbers, post reference column that we'll use in another chapter, and then we have our debit and credit here. We know from chapter 2 that every transaction has to have one debit and one credit. And then we learned a little bit about some source documents. So a check and a check stub is an example of a source document, a sales invoice for a company, a receipt that we might have that has usually a tear-off section, so we get a copy and somebody else might get a copy. We have a memorandum, which is just a simple note that, telling what happened. And then we have something called calculator tape, or just tape, which is basically a register tape showing our sales for the day. So in this particular one, we would have the sales for each transaction in where the plus is, and then we'd have a total down here that we rang up for the day on August 12th, and T12 stands for the tape and the date on the 12th. And then we see each transaction here in the notes. Example in yellow, we have the T accounts and what they look like. And then it shows here what they look like in a general journal. So those are the basic steps, and in the notes it shows you every single transaction that we're going to be learning about. So back into our MindTap Applia problem. The first transaction is April 1st, received cash from owner as an investment, $2,800, receipt number 1. So I increased the size a little bit to see this a little easier. So again, we received cash from owner as an investment. If we forget the owner's name, remember, go down here and look at the chart of accounts, and Norma Dirks is the owner. So down here in our general journal, we're going to put the date, and we're going to abbreviate it APR period 1, so April 1. Cash is our debit. Debits always get journalized first before credits, so cash is our debit because it's increasing. We said up here that it is receipt number 1 at the end of the sentence, so we have R1 as the document number, and the debit's $2,800. The credit, Norma Dirks capital, is the owner's capital increases as a credit, so we have to increase her owner's equity by $2,800. Second transaction on April 2nd, paid cash for supplies, $415, C1. This time, remember, we have two assets, a cash and supplies, so one is increasing, one is decreasing. Assets increase on the debit side and they decrease on the credit side. So we're always still going to have one debit, one credit. So on the second transaction, you don't need to write April again, you just write the date. So when it's a new month, you write the new month, but if it's 20 transactions in April, you just have to put the day of the month. So we are increasing supplies, so we're going to be debiting supplies. And it says we paid cash, which means we wrote a check, so C1 is the document number. And the amount was $415. And we have to credit cash because cash is decreasing. Assets decrease as a credit for $415. And you notice it does indent the credits once you hit the enter key. So the debits are always lined up on the margin and the credits are always indented, so you can tell the difference in each transaction. So that's it for this work together problem. Go ahead and finish this one and move on to the on your own problem.